So let's talk about the Toyota FJ Cruiser, the retro-styled off-road beast that, honestly, was a love letter to the FJ 44-wheel drive from back in the day. It launched in 2006 and, instantly, off-road enthusiasts were obsessed. I mean, it wasn't just a car. It was like owning a piece of history, but with modern guts.
Piece of history, more like a boxy time machine. I remember when a demo unit first rolled into my family's workshop. That insane grille, those circular headlights. It was so distinct. My dad nearly called it a rolling fridge. But wow, people loved debating whether it was rugged brilliance or, well, too quirky. Spoiler, quirky won.
Of course, it wasn't all about looks. Under the hood, it packed a 4.0-litre V6 engine cranking out about 270 horsepower. And with four-wheel drive as standard, it practically begged you to take it off-road. But here's something interesting about its production run. It left the US market in 2014, yet Toyota kept pumping them out for places like the Middle East and even South Africa, all the way up to December 2022. That's dedication.
Yeah, and back to my test drive with the FJ. I grabbed the keys and took it for a quick spin, tiny township roads, some dirt trails behind the workshop, you name it. The handling was, let's be honest, a bit on the heavy side, but the way it climbed over uneven patches, unreal. I think I was smiling for hours, even as a buddy of mine kept cracking jokes about the rugged Tupperware vibes.
Ha! Tupperware vibes. I mean, it's true, the FJ's styling wasn't for everyone, but Toyota knew exactly who they were designing it for. Even in its final year, the 2022 models didn't stray far from that original DNA, boxy, retro, yet with modern touches like Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. No need for reinvention when the formula works, right?
Right, and speaking of final years, did you know those last South African units went for, 44 grand? That's a decent chunk of change, but worth every penny if off-roading's in your blood.
Absolutely, but here's a twist. 16 years, tons of fandom, and then, poof, end of the line. Or is it? Let's just say Toyota hasn't fully closed the book on this iconic ride. So, remember how we said Toyota hasn't fully closed the book on the FJ Cruiser? Well, here's the buzz. Last year they filed this trademark for something called Land Cruiser FJ. It's like they're teasing us with a giant neon sign. And now, rumors are flying about a new FJ-style SUV. Word is, it's going to be smaller than the Fortuner and built on the Hilux Champ platform. Rugged, boxy, and packed with nostalgia.
And smaller could be genius. I mean, think about it. Compact off-roaders are in right now. The Wrangler, the Jimny, even that wild GWM Tank 300. I feel like Toyota's eyeing the same crowd. But with their secret sauce, you know? These rumors about powertrains, hybrid options, maybe even battery electric, that's forward thinking. But let's be real here. It better have some guts to match that FJ legend.
Oh, and the dealerships I've spoken to? They're pumped. Like, legitimately excited. The idea of having an FJ back, but modernized for today's market, could totally shake things up. Especially with Toyota's reliability reputation. It'd be a huge win.
Yeah, but here's the kicker for me. It needs personality, not just tech and torque. The original FJ had that funky retro vibe, kind of unapologetically old school with its styling. If they nail those nostalgic design cues while keeping it, I don't know, kind of fresh, I could see this thing flying out of dealerships.
Well, early leaks show a lot of promise. The renderings highlight that classic ruggedness. There's even talk of a tailgate-mounted spare wheel. Feels like a smart nod to the past, don't you think? But then you've got rivals like Jeep and Suzuki really doubling down on off-road authenticity. Toyota has got to bring its A-game, no doubt.
And if they went full electric with it down the line? I mean, imagine taking a silent, zero-emission FJ through the Outback. That'd be, insane. But hold up, a hybrid option.
Speaking of electrification, Toyota seems to be doubling down. They're aiming to launch 16 brand new battery electric vehicles by 2030. Ambitious, right? And here's where it gets interesting. Their compact cruiser EV concept is already bagging design awards. Makes you wonder if we're glimpsing the blueprint for what could power something like a reimagined FJ down the road.
You know, I love how Toyota's not just aiming for green, but staying true to their rugged reputation. That IMV0 platform, yeah, the one under the next-gen Hilux, and probably this rumored Land Cruiser FJ, it's such a versatile base. Honestly, I reckon it's a game changer. Imagine modular toughness with the ability to swap between hybrid and diesel powertrains. Aussie drivers would eat that up for their Outback.
Totally. But here's the kicker. Did you know they're revisiting lessons learned from older models like the 2011 FJ Cruiser? Back then, there wasn't a diesel option here in Australia, and that really slowed sales. I'd be shocked if they didn't apply that knowledge this time around. Offering a mix of powertrains could make it way more accessible to different buyers.
And hey, it balances tech with heritage too. The compact cruiser's boxy design, it's a nod to their past without feeling stuck there, you know? I guarantee the nostalgic designer lovers and the eco-conscious crowd are both going to find themselves drawn in. Even some of those hardcore off-roaders might be tempted if it can handle the rough stuff like its ancestors.
Yeah, and let's not forget the competition. The Wrangler, the Tank 300, Suzuki's Jimny, those are all vying for attention, especially in the growing compact off-roader market. But if Toyota plays this right, they've got the reliability edge to really dominate. As much as people love flair, we Aussies love gear that works when it counts.
And works well across fuel types too. If Toyota squeezes in a petrol-electric hybrid as a middle ground, or maybe even expands its electric offering, you're setting yourself up for long-term relevance. I mean, who wouldn't want to tackle rugged trails without feeling guilty about emissions? That's future-proofing, if you ask me.
You're not wrong. It feels like the FJ legacy is evolving, moving from raw, mechanical adventure to something aligned with modern needs, but still true to Toyota's off-road spirit. And that's exciting. It's like watching an icon reinvent itself without losing its core.
Yeah, whether it's a hybrid, a diesel, or fully electric when the time comes, I just hope it stays fun. Something that invites you to push boundaries, get dirty, and create stories worth sharing.
Exactly. Toyota's got the chance to do something special here, blending nostalgia with innovation. And if this next-gen FJ, or whatever they call it, lives up to the hype, it'll be one heck of a comeback. And that's a wrap for today, folks. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time. Drive safe out there.